Hi there, this is S.J. Thomason, and I am going to give you a little clip of an interview I had not too long ago with Gary Habermas. He makes a key point about the resurrection right here.
Let me just look over here. Okay, there's one more from Pine Creek. It says, would you say Jesus can be found in the stories of Moses and Elisha? If so, could authors of the Gospels use the Old Testament to create narratives?
Okay, first part of that is what's the part
Do you
about
think
Moses?
would you say that Jesus can be found in the stories of Moses and Elisha? And then if so, could the authors of the Gospels use the Old Testament to basically
It seems
create
to me,
narratives?
I could be wrong, but I think what the question sounds like is being asked is, could a New Testament writer get inspiration from an Old Testament account? And that's their idea. The Old Testament is their idea for teaching the resurrection. Okay, if that's the question, the issue is going to be, what do you do with those who claim, eyewitnesses, who claim that they saw risen appearances of Jesus? And in that case, it's irrelevant where they got the idea. No, I don't think you can, to answer the first part of the question, no, I don't think we can say that some Old Testament stories would be responsible for the New Testament teaching. But even if the critic said, well, I think there's some there, well, great. But that does not explain. The New Testament teachings are not based on what they found from the Old Testament or other religions. The New Testament teachings are based on people. They didn't say, hey, I was thinking about this and I think Jesus was really raised. They're saying, I saw Jesus. And by the way, for people who respond that way, I ask my grad students all the time, I'll say, is this theory an empty tomb theory or a closed tomb theory? Those are closed tomb theories because there should have been a body in the tomb. But there's over 20 evidences, literally over 20 evidences that the tomb was empty. You go, well, that's not one of your minimal facts. No, it's not, but that's irrelevant. There's still over 20 facts for the empty tomb. If that view is true, empty tomb is really, really difficult. Why was Paul converted on that theory? Paul knew the Old Testament. Why wasn't he a Christian? So why wasn't he converted? James knew the Old Testament, but James was an unbeliever. And he thought his brother, actually the Greek, in Mark 3, he thought Jesus was out of his mind. So that's a pretty strong critic. Why would James be convinced? Because he knew the Old Testament. So why? But the main thing is, these guys didn't say, I got this idea. They said, I saw him alive. So you have to come up with something that explains what they were seeing. And that's why that early creed in 1 Corinthians 15, that has 3 appearances to individuals, if you add Paul at the end, which Paul adds his name, and 3 appearances to groups, the 12, all the apostles, and the 500, that makes these kind of theories. That's the earliest one. The earliest list is the longest list, and it has 3 appearances to groups, which is very, very important. So no, it's irrelevant where they got the idea. The point is that no matter where they got the idea, you can't explain it with other theories.
Isn't that just beautiful? Christianity is the way, the truth, and the life. Please like and subscribe and come again. I really appreciate the fact that you're here. And I want to let you know that you can reach me at christian-apologist.com. Thank you.